Close your eyes for a moment. Can you still feel the warmth of those endless afternoons when happiness felt as instinctive as blinking? When your giggles tangled with firefly glow and dawn's first light wasn't an alarm, but an invitation? Back then, you wore your place in the world like a second skin, no explanations needed, no doubts crowding your thoughts. You just were, messy and radiant in a universe that celebrated your existence without conditions. Remember how your bones hummed with energy the second sunlight crept through curtains? That fizzy anticipation, as if each sunrise handed you a fresh notebook with pages begging to be scribbled wild. You didn't overthink passion back then. It erupted like dandelion fluff in June wind. A raw conviction that life's magic lived in chasing tadpoles and naming cloud shapes. Words were clumsy tools compared to the language of shared grins. The way a conspiratorial wink could stitch friendships tighter than any vow. Picture this: grass-stained knees and hair whipped by twilight as you twirled just to feel the earth tilt. No audience mattered except maybe the maple tree clapping its leaves in approval. Evenings smelled of sunscreen and possibility, the horizon stretching like a trampoline for your daydreams. You'd sprint across yards with soles kissed by dew, heart wide open, collecting scraped elbows and firefly jars as trophies. That untamed version of you, the one who wore wonder like a superhero cape, hasn't vanished. She's just buried beneath layers of should and later. So tell me, when did what if I fail start drowning out? Imagine if I fly? Somewhere between paying bills and ticking off milestones, you swapped cartwheels for spreadsheets. Let caution padlock the parts of you that once howled poetry at thunderstorms. Now your mirror reflects someone who's mastered adulting, yet your ribs cage a ghost who whispers, "Remember when we built castles from couch cushions?" That ache beneath your sternum? It's not burnout. It's your 10-year-old self lobbing pebbles at your soul's window, begging you to come out and play. When did you start rationing your own joy like it's a limited resource? Since when does delight require justification? There were days when a popsicle stain counted as art and meltdowns evaporated faster than sidewalk puddles. Your younger self didn't beg permission to cry over skinned knees or cartwheel till the streetlights blinked on. That free-spirited soul still lives inside you, not as a memory but as a compass. Can you hear her humming beneath your Spotify playlist of responsibilities? What if you gave yourself radical permission to be gloriously imperfect? To scrap the mental checklist and let a Tuesday afternoon find you cloud-gazing? Your legacy won't be the emails sent or promotions earned, but the way you made strangers feel like confidants or turned grocery lines into comedy clubs. Think of Great Aunt May. Do you recall her spreadsheet skills, or the way she'd cackle while shelling pecans, tossing shells at squirrels? Those honeyed evenings when the air itself sparkled with maybe they're not gone. The stars haven't dimmed. We've just forgotten to tilt our heads back. You didn't need mindfulness apps to savor a snow cone back then. Joy wasn't a hashtag, but a default setting, as intrinsic as your heartbeat. The world hasn't changed its tune. We've stuffed our ears with earbuds of productivity. Pause. Breathe. There's a version of you beneath the linked noon. Profile the kid who turned cardboard boxes into spaceships and knew deep in her bones that she deserves sunshine simply for existing. She's tapping Morse code on your rib cage. This isn't who we are. Before the world handed you scripts and scoring rubrics, you understood your worth wasn't transactional. You were a kaleidoscope ever shifting, always enough. So tonight, stand barefoot on cool bathroom tiles. Meet your reflection's gaze and say the words you'd whisper to your smaller self after a nightmare. I'm here, you're safe. Let's build something ridiculous. That's not naivety, it's rebellion. The bravest thing you'll ever do is unlearn the lie that adulthood means divorcing your magic. Your laughter still holds the power to crack open the universe. Let it. What if every sunrise felt less like a routine and more like a whispered secret between you and the universe? A chance to start anew, not because you've earned it, but simply because you're here alive, breathing, your heartbeat sensing with the rhythm of the world. Imagine untangling your worth from spreadsheets, deadlines, and the endless scroll of achievements. Instead, what if you measured your days by the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the way your shoulders relax when you laugh until your ribs ache, or the quiet thrill of watching clouds morph into shapes only you can name? Think back, way back, to when your knees were perpetually scraped and your pockets held treasures, a smooth stone, a crumpled candy wrapper, a dandelion head gone to seed. You ran then not to burn calories or hit step counts, but because your body was a wildfire of energy, and the world was too vast, too dazzling to walk through slowly. Your laughter wasn't polite or measured. It erupted like a geyser, startling birds and embarrassing adults. Those moments weren't careless. They were a rebellion against the very idea of smallness, a declaration that you were here, messy and magnificent, long before the world tried to shrink you into something digestible. Pause here, right now. Let your lungs fill completely. What if you stopped punishing yourself for the times you stumbled, for the job you didn't land, the harsh words you regret, the love you fumbled like a poorly caught ball? What if enough wasn't a finish line, but the ground beneath your feet, solid, steady, already yours? Your legacy won't be carved into plaques or bank statements. It'll live in the way your voice soft when your friend needed grace. The mornings you let yourself linger in bed just to hear birdsong. The nights you chose vulnerability over armor. That child you once were, the one who sang off key in grocery aisles and marveled at anthills, isn't some distant memory. They're curled inside you, humming a tune you've almost forgotten. They remember how rain tasted when you tilted your head skyward, how the world blurred into streaks of color when you spun until you felt dizzy. They're tired of being shushed by your to-do lists, your "I'll rest when I'm done" mentality, your fear of appearing foolish. Lean in, listen. Their whispers are buried under emails and alarm clocks, but they're still there. What if we tried? What if we played? What if we trusted? This isn't about nostalgia. It's a revolt, a refusal to let life become a series of checked boxes. That trip you've postponed, the poem you've been too afraid to write, the garden you swear you'll plant someday, those aren't frivolous. They're lifelines. And that specter of regret everyone dreads, it's not some far-off reckoning. It's the dull ache you feel when you trade wonder for practicality, when you silence your quirks to fit someone else's mold. Say it out loud, even if your voice cracks. I'm me. Not the you who people pleases or apologizes for existing. Just you. The you who cried when the tadpole died in 3rd grade, who still blushes at bad puns who daydreams about swimming in bioluminescent waves. You don't need to justify your hunger for beauty. Your worth isn't conditional. It's woven into your bones, as intrinsic as your fingerprints. Reach for that thread. Follow it through the labyrinth of should and can't. Remember catching fireflies in mason jars? How their glow pulsed like tiny heartbeats in your hands. That light hasn't dimmed. Let it spill through your cracks, the insecurities, the heartbreaks, the "I'll never get it right." Those cracks aren't failures. They're proof you've lived. They're how the radiance escapes. Life isn't a race to some elusive there. It's the sticky sweetness of peach juice dripping down your wrist. It's the way your dog's ears flap like mismatched sails when they bolt across the yard. It's your grandmother's hands, weathered and warm, as she kneads dough the way her mother taught her. Culture calls these moments unproductive. Don't believe it. They're the marrow of existence. You've been handed a script. Work harder, hustle quieter. Want less? Tear it to confetti. Write your own story. Use crayon. Smudge the lines. Let your plot twist be radical self-compassion for the days you were petty, for the risks that blew up in your face, for the times you forgot your own magic. Wrap your arms around the version of you that's still learning to walk. Whisper, "We'll figure it out. Together." Stand here at the crossroads of memory and possibility. Choose the path dusted with pollen and possibility. Let your heart lead even when it trembles. Those stars you once tried to lasso, they're still there. They've been waiting for you to tilt your head back and wink. So laugh until your stomach hurts, dance in parking lots. Collect rocks that look like faces. Let joy be your compass, not a trophy you earn after climbing some corporate ladder. That inner child isn't a relic. They're your compass. Let them steer. The earth won't stop spinning if you pause to trace the veins of a leaf or memorize the sound of your loved one's snores. Breathe in. Breathe out. This isn't a rehearsal. It's your life, not a ledger of wins and losses, but a patchwork of moments that make your soul hum. You've always known how to live this way. You did it instinctively before the world convinced you to complicate it. So come home to the part of you that still believes in kaleidoscope skies and backyard adventures. Let your edges soften. Forgive yourself for forgetting. Then pick up that thread of wonder and follow it, one imperfect stitch at a time. The stars, the fireflies, the child with dirty knees, they're all still here, waiting, always waiting.